the future of athletics in Kenya. And Kelvin has stood out not just as a great athlete, but more importantly as a good person. Alikuwa ni mtu mwenye roho safi. Na tumekuja hapa kumpatia rambirambi zetu za pole na za kwaheri. Na hata katika kifo yake, Kelvin is talking to us in many ways. Anatuzungumzia kama Wakenya hata katika kifo yake, kwa sababu huyu Kelvin alikuwa ni mtu, vile imesemwa hapa na wale walikuwa wanafanya kazi na yeye, he was ambitious, disciplined and focused.
Mimi rais, tumekuja na rais hapa to join the family to mourn this great son of this land and a hero of our great country. A young man who has done proud to our republic by shattering the world record and was looking forward to even do much better in the Olympics at Paris. We have come to condole with the young family and the parents and to tell them that we hold them in prayer, that God gives them strength to bear the great loss.
Kelvin Kiptum's widow, Asenath Rotich, has revealed that plans were underway to tie the knot with her late husband, who died in a car crash. In an emotional tribute at Kiptum's funeral service at Chepkorio Showgrounds in Keio South, the bereaved wife disclosed that they were supposed to get married in April this year. In her tribute, Rotich described the late Kiptum as the best husband and father.
I'll make you happy all the time. We have been planning for a big day to tie our knots in colorful wedding ceremony in April 2024. But God's plans are greater. I still make my vows of love even in your rest. When your star was growing to be the brightest, God used you. You've been the best husband and father to our children. I'll clearly miss your company. We'll smile again till we meet again, my love. Dance with angels. Bye. Rest in peace.
President William Ruto has called on athletes who will participate in the Paris race this year to train themselves and bring Kenya victory as one way to honor and remember the late world record holder Kelvin Kiptum. Speaking at the funeral, President William Ruto promised the construction of a stadium in Elgeyo Marakwet County to ensure that the athletes in the area have a safe place to do their exercises. Ruto also indicated that they will present the sports fund as an act to facilitate the repair and construction of such stadiums, as well as to give the issues of athletes and all sports in general a progress.
Keep Kenya on the world map. And I know that we had faith, we had hope that he would keep Kenya in that map, even in the coming Olympics in Paris. But since we have you, our athletes, and you have heard from all of us, Paris is going to be the Olympics that is going to define this man, Kelvin. We want you to make Paris an Olympics of Kelvin Kiptum.
Fellow athletes represented by javelin champion Julia Siego, Faith Kipyegon, Mary Mora, and Tanzania's Gabriel also mourned their colleague, calling on the athletics fraternity to build more support in upcoming athletes. Yego said athletes bring pride and honor to the country and they deserve to be protected. He at the same time pleaded with the government to start a training camp for athletes in the region and for the stadium to be named after Kiptum in his honor.
We knew Kiptum for a very short time, but within that period, he had done amazing. A world record holder who never even stayed or lived to enjoy his exploits. It's so sad. To Athletics Kenya, poleni sana, we are crying together. And for his honor, please, Mr. President, we request that you start a project here, a training facility to honor him and name after him. Again, Mr. President, for these world record holders, please, we request to be given even security. The loss we have encountered in Kiptum is huge. It's so huge to the country and the world. But if he had security at that time, or a driver, we don't know the life of someone, but maybe we could have saved him. We have not many world record holders in this country, but let's support them to keep them that security and a driver. It doesn't cost much for our country because the pride that the athletes bring to this country is much bigger.
World Athletics President Sebastian Coe was among the international guests who arrived at the funeral of Kelvin Kiptum. As the head of the World Athletics governing body, he ratified Kiptum's Chicago World Marathon record of 2 hours and 35 seconds a few days before he met his death in a road accident. He described Kiptum as an incredible athlete and who will be missed dearly. Let's listen in.
Dear Kiptum, you were a kind, humble, and charismatic young man who left a great impression on anyone you met. You were ambitious, disciplined, and focused, with a huge dream of shattering world records. Your promise as an athlete was immense, and your athletic journey was so inspiring and full of hope. The Chicago Marathon, world's record-breaking performance, was just the beginning.
Offer our condolences to all those in mourning for the tragic loss of Kelvin Kiptum. At only 24 years of age, Kelvin Kiptum was a generational athlete. In our short time together, Kelvin became an immediate and impactful member of the Nike family, bettering the sport and our Nike brand forever. He taught us that equal parts humility and hard work were the cornerstones of greatness.
That a young life that had in so few years scaled the highest peaks of athletics achievement is prevented from even greater exploits is a cause of intense sadness. It is also on this, one of the saddest days in the history of this great country, legitimate permission to celebrate an extraordinary young man.
It is an history that it has never happened before. Personally, I went into denial mode for so long, and even today, I still believe that if Kelvin was still around, the only thing that maybe we would want maybe to see is the history we was going to make going forward.
Well, what a great loss to the country for the record holder in the marathon event, Kelvin Kiptum, who was laid to rest today. His house was able to be completed on time, and the parents will also be built a house, as President William Ruto had promised. And so the man rests, even as the world continues to remember him, and the country at large continues to remember him for his incredible feat within the athletics world. And we send our condolences as the EBN family to the friends and family of the late Kiptum. Now let's switch gears and head to the corridors of court, where a swimming coach at Visa Oshwal Primary School has been detained at Parklands Police Station for 7 days over the death of a grade 2 pupil at the school. The prosecution sought to detain the coach, Geoffrey Juma, in order to complete investigations. The court was told that he was arrested for suspicion of having committed an offense of negligence of duty as a pool attendant at the Visa Oshwal Primary School. Opala was captured on CCTV footage on duty when the deceased walked towards the swimming pool, and later the body was discovered having drowned. The court further was revealed to that Opala intentionally neglected his duty to prevent the child who was captured on CCTV footage, who walked past him and headed towards the pool. Now, the accused is in police custody.
This is a highly emotive matter, where, has equally been highlighted by the area, the respondent's life would be in danger if he so released, as parents, the parents of the deceased, together with other parents from the South Shore and the community at large.
Fraud suspect David Kariuki Ngari, also known as Gakuyo, will be detained at the Muthaiga police station until Monday, when he will be charged with money laundering, stealing and obtaining money by false pretenses in relation to the 1.1 billion shillings stolen from Ekeza Sacco. The DCI had sought orders to detain him for 4 days to conclude investigations into fraud, where members of the Ekeza Sacco lost more than 1 billion shillings. Corporal Bernard Gikandi of DCI's Financial Investigations Unit made the application through the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, seeking to hold Gakuyo at the Muthaiga police station. And Senior Resident Magistrate Geoffrey Onsaringo granted the orders despite opposition by the suspect's battery of lawyers. Gakuyo had opposed the application through his 10 lawyers led by Ndegwa Njiru and Dunstan Omari. The detectives say that over 1 billion shillings was stolen by the bishop and companies associated with him from more than 50,000 victims spread across the Republic who were defrauded in the scheme that has been under investigations since March of 2019.
Held at Muthaiga police station for 4 days to enable the DCI to conclude investigations and have the respondent be arraigned in court for plea taking. The application was supported by the affidavit of number 67343, Corporal Bernard Gikandi, a police officer attached at the Directorate of Criminal Investigations Headquarters, Financial Investigations Unit. The grounds were that the DCI were investigating a case of conspiracy to commit a felony, obtaining money by false pretenses, stealing and money laundering involving over Kenya shillings 1 billion stolen by the respondent and companies associated with him. Allegedly stolen by the respondent and the companies associated. Further averred that on 21st of February 2024, the respondent was arrested at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport while on transit to Zambia out of this court's jurisdiction, and that he was a flight risk and he was likely to escape the jurisdiction of this court. The IO, while being cross-examined, informed the court that the respondent knew there were investigations which were ongoing against him and that he was arrested while trying to board a Kenya Airways flight number KQ706 from Nairobi to Lusaka, Zambia. He indicated that they had been conducting investigations which were at an advanced stage. Having observed the investigating officer being cross-examined by a battery of advocates, especially on that issue, I believe there was nothing peculiar in infecting in arresting the respondent at the airport. The investigating officer indicated that there were over 50,000 victims in this matter, and that is why there was a delay in concluding investigations, taking into account a colossal amount of Kenya shillings, 1 billion, was involved.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties is seeking funding to open branches in all the 47 counties with a view to effectively discharging its mandate, the Registrar, Dr. Anne Nderitu, has said. Nderitu said her office had already opened branches in 12 counties and that financial constraints has made it difficult to open offices in other 35 counties and to increase its staff. While in Malindi town, during the launch of the organization's Malindi regional office that will serve Kilifi, Lamu and Tana River counties, Anne Nderitu said that although her office was receiving funds from the National Treasury, the money was not enough to carry out its activities effectively at the grassroots level.
Ukosefu wa fedha za kutosha. Ya kwanza nimewaambia tuko na ofisi 12 peke yake. Tukiulizwa sisi tunataka kuwa katika ofisi 47. Lakini tunashukuru serikali, pole pole tumeenda tukipewa pesa ya kufungua maofisi kama vile umeona tumekufungua hii ya Marindi. Na pia pesa zikipatikana tutaenda tukipata pesa ili tuendelee kupata pesa. Jambo la pili ambayo inakuaga changamoto kwetu ni kuweka siasa, mambo haitakiwi kuwa kuweka siasa pale haitakiwi kuwa na hatutakagi sana kuingiana ndani ya siasa kwa sababu sisi ni regulator sio wanasiasa, lakini saa nyingine unakuta wanasiasa wanakuigiza mambo ambayo wewe kama msajili wa vyama au mtu ambaye anafanya regulation unakuta kwamba unajikuta hapo katika mambo ya kisiasa na lazima ujaribu kuyatatua ili nchi iende kuendelea. Lakini kijumla tunafurahia kuwa tukitumikia wananchi katika hiyo ofisi ya msajili wa vyama.
Serikali kuu hususan bunge ambao ndio inaangalia masuala ya bajeti wahakikisha kwamba bajeti ya hii ofisi ya usajili wa vyama vya kisiasa inapatiwa bajeti ya kutosha ili iwe na ofisi za kutosha kila gatuzi, iwe na wafanyikazi wa kutosha pia, kwa sababu ni lazima wafanyikazi wao wanaweza enda mpaka kule nyanjani badala ya kubakia katika maofisi. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu zaidi iweko. Na pia kwa sababu hii ofisi ndio ile ambayo inatoa mwelekeo wa ni wangapi ama ni vyama gani ambao vinaweza taikana vipatiwe ile fedha ya vyama ambayo iko katika katiba. Pia waweze kuangalia kwamba zile pesa ambazo zimeidhinishwa ipatiwe vyama vya kisiasa, iweze kupatiwa pesa zile zile ili vyama vya kisiasa viweze kuendeleza mikakati ya kujiboresha na kuleta demokrasia halisi ndani ya Jamhuri yetu ya Kenya.
Ensuring that they have necessary tools, resources to fulfill their mandate effectively. I believe that a strong and independent registrar is essential to the health and vitality of our democracy. 2, 1.
3 gold miners were buried alive at Manyata village near Majengo in Vihiga County after a shaft collapsed on them on Thursday at 5 p.m. Security personnel led by Vihiga County Commissioner Felix Watakila were on a rescue mission. One body has been retrieved as search for the 2 others continue. Now 2 people are rescued alive and are currently recuperating at the Vihiga County Referral Hospital. Watakila appealed to the community to observe safety regulations on unlicensed mining activities. Family members narrated last moments and expectations with their loved ones by the time of going to press, and 2 people were still trapped underneath the rubble with minimum expectations of finding them alive 24 hours later.
Hapa usiku yote mimi mwenyewe nilitoka hapa kitu kama saa 7. Na mmoja wa hao wenye wameangukiwa na mchanga ni jirani wangu kule Chavugami. Na hadi yeye ndiye amepatikana mpaka wakati wa saa hii wamempeleka chumba cha kuhifadhia maiti kule Mbale.
Kwa jana jioni kapigia wifi yake mara ya kwanza hakushika simu. Ya pili akapatia bibi yake, nikaongea na yeye akaniambia haki mama Nimeenda kwa Kichutu, nimekuta pati wameangukiwa na mchanga.
Na hatimaye tuliweza kutoa mwili moja ya kijana Amanilo Patrick Enzeli, miaka 68. Tulimtoa mwendo wa saa 6. Na mimi naongea sasa hivi mwili yake imepelekwa mochari katika Mbare Referral Hospital. Bado tunaendelea na juhudi kuona kwamba wale wenzetu wamempaki katika shimo la cold, wenzetu wawili pia aidha tuko na matumaini ya kwamba huenda tukawapata ikiwa hai, na hatimaye tuliweza kutoa mwili moja ya kijana Amanilo Patrick Enzeli, miaka 68. Tulimtoa mwendo wa saa 6. Na mimi naongea sasa hivi mwili yake imepelekwa mochari katika Mbare Referral Hospital. Bado tunaendelea na juhudi kuona kwamba wale wenzetu wamempaki katika shimo la cold, wenzetu wawili pia aidha tuko na matumaini ya kwamba huenda tukawapata ikiwa hai, kwamba sina mbani zinafanyika katika kaunti hii. Most of them are not licensed, 90%. Na sisi kama kamati ya usalama hatutakaa kitako tukiona watu wetu wanaangamia katika mambo ya gold mining. Tuko na jukumu, we've got a duty to provide leadership. Tuko na jukumu kupeana uongozi bora.
Raila Odinga will not retire from active politics because of an appointment to the African Union Commission job. These are the words by Samuel Atandi, the Lego Usonga legislator. Atandi said that contrary to belief of Azimio la Umoja opponents, the former Prime Minister will continue guiding his party and followers from wherever he shall be. Speaking at Sirinde Primary School in West Alego, where he commissioned constituency development fund projects in the school, Atandi termed as daydreaming assumptions that the opposition leader will lose influence in local politics.
Raila Amolo Odinga, that this appointment of this position will not take Raila Amolo Odinga away from us, because the assumption is that Raila Amolo Odinga will go away and we'll never see him, and we'll never engage him. Raila Amolo Odinga is our son. He is a Kenyan. He has millions of supporters in this country that will still rely on him for direction and for guidance. And I know that Raila Amolo Odinga will continue to be our leader. And anybody who is imagining that if Raila Amolo Odinga becomes the African Union chairperson, that they will have the free world, that even in this region you will come here and win seats away from ODM. I want to tell you that will not happen. This is an ODM zone. Raila Amolo Odinga is our leader, and he is going to guide us, and we are going to remain ODM members, and we are going to defeat our opponents. If you are not going to run on ODM ticket in this region, please, you will not get any seat, because we are going to support ODM, and we are members of ODM. And Raila Amolo Odinga will not retire from politics because of an appointment. That appointment will come, it will go, but Raila Amolo Odinga will remain.
The Western Tourism Circuit is on the recovery path following shocks of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is signified by the number of new hotels and conferences facilities coming up to meet the demand of the rising number of visitors in the region. Lake Victoria Tourism Association Chairperson Robinson Anyal said the rapid expansion, which is a response to the industry need, was an indicator that the sector was on a recovery trajectory. This, he said, has seen the bed capacity within the circuit, which covers 14 counties, increase from 1,500 in 2014 to 10,000 in 2024, with the potential for more given the number of new facilities coming up. He attributed the growth to support from government and development partners, which has stimulated the recovery efforts. This, he said, has seen the industry quickly adapt to new ways of doing business and at the same time attracted international conferences.
You have all the sizes. If someone complains, this is too big and this small. So, but if you...
My name is Titus Correa, the founder of Inside Hospitality. which we do Hotel Suppliers Expo every year. This is our 10th edition to do in Kisumu. The milestones we have got through the 10 years we have been doing in Kisumu is that at least the new hotels which are coming up are not struggling to get new products. They know where they get it from, quality and the service and support. You have seen 80% of the people who are here are hoteliers. Like-minded partners, they share the experience they have got through the suppliers they have had.
The things we are focusing on is service quality within our establishments. Service quality is what we utilize as a competitive advantage to provide better services. As in a way, we also compete with other circuits. So we have always, over the years, partnered with Insight Hospitality to provide products and supplies in an exhibition format. COVID was one of the worst things to happen. Normally, after challenges, there's always a lot of development because people have extra energy to overcome the challenge. So as industry, that is also happening. There's been a lot of development right after the pandemic. Right after the corona, there's been some growth. There was a support, particularly from the government body, through Tourism Fund, which also supported some renovation in some places. And there are also NGOs and organizations through our association, which came in to support players, particularly the human resource who are affected. So I can say there's been, as a region, there's always that the graph is going up. As for the past 10 years, the growth has been almost tenfold, from about 1,500 rooms to 10,000 bed capacity, not rooms, bed capacity. That growth has always given us the confidence to be able to host large conferences. You remember we just hosted the Free Cities. We have hosted also other conferences which are large in capacity, and we have also several lined up for the region.
There was drama at Baricho police station when angry residents of Kiburu in India, Kirinyaga County, and the local leaders stormed Baricho police station, demanding to know under which circumstances Gishonge's location chief was released at the police station after allegedly defiling a 13-year-old junior secondary school student. The residents, led by Kirinyaga women representative Jane Jerry Maina and Kirinyaga Senator James Kamau Murango, stormed the station demanding to know the location of Gishonge's chief. Now Murango and Jerry Maina were taken to the Kirinyaga West Sub-County Police Commander's office, where they believed by the OCPD and DCI why Gishonge's location or chief was released on a police bond of 30,000 shillings. The two lawmakers say they also wanted to know the fate of 13-year-old girl who went missing before the chief was arrested.
Baricho. Maana yake kuna ripoti ambayo ilifanywa kwa ofisi yangu na watu wa community ya kwamba kuna inasemekana alinajisiwa na chief wa kule Kiburu. Alafu kisha msichana akawa hapatikani, na huyo msichana ni msichana wa miaka 13. Msichana mchanga sana, alikuwa shule. Huyo msichana akanajisiwa, akapata mimba, akapata ugonjwa, mtoto pia hapatikani. Kwa hivyo mimi nimefika hapa kujua mtoto yuko wapi. Mwanzo huyo chief nasikia kwamba alishikwa alafu kisha akaachiliwa.
Nataka kwanza niulize swali moja. Ni pesa kiasi gani ambayo inaweza kununua maisha ya binadamu? Kwa sababu wakati yule chifu aliachiliwa, yule msichana ambaye ni mdogo kwa miaka, kwa familia ambayo haina uwezo wa kusukuma mambo ili waweze kupata haki, yule msichana alipotea. Nataka niseme ya kwamba haifai uwe na dingiri kujua ya kwamba ukiachilia chief kwa matendo ambayo amefanya, anajua kweli kwamba yule msichana akija kutoa ushahidi, wakija kufanywa utaalamu akipimwa kimwili, itajulikana ya kwamba yeye mwenyewe ndo amefanya hicho kitendo.
Nilipewa na assistant chief Jabari sister yangu akamtia mimba na HIV. After that sister yangu akona wiki moja na siku 3 bila kupatikana. Siku yenye nilimwambia ukweli akanigonga slap, nikaanguka chini nikaanza kuplead. After that tukakuja tukaripot, ndio alitolewa na afisa wa huku akaenda nje. Kutoka akienda nje akakuja akaniambia hakuna kitu nimefanya. Hiyo ni ujinga.
Still in Kirinyaga, the county governor Anne Waiguru announced the reopening of bars that have been inspected and given new liquor licenses from 11 o'clock tonight on Friday. Waiguru said her county government has been able to inspect 700 bars in the entire county. Additionally, she stated that the license review team has recommended the opening of some bars which have been found to meet the demand standards, and those that did not follow the rules of the liquor licensing to remain shut. The opening of such liquor centers is coming just a week after Waiguru ordered the immediate closure of all liquor shops in the county following the death of 23 people who drank alcohol suspected to be added ethanol in the villages of Kangai and Kandongu in the west of Mwea, Kirinyaga County.
We had closed all the bars of Kirinyaga so as to go through the verification process. We want to report that so far we have verified about 700 alcohol outlets in the county, and they are in the process of being issued their documentation and licenses today so that they can start operating from 5 p.m. this evening. For the ones that have not met the requirements or have not been licensed, the process will continue. There are those who have not met the standards and they have been told what they need to do to ensure that they meet those standards, including regulation of the quality of alcohol that is going to be sold in the Kirinyaga outlets.
Now to sports. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente has extended his contract to 2026, meaning he will be in charge come the next World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada, the Spanish Football Federation announced. The federation said extending Fuente's contract was necessary to quote-unquote provide stability to the national team preparing for the European Championships, the Euros, which begin in June. The Spanish coach's contract was due to expire on 30th of June, falling in the middle of the June 14th to July 14th Euros. Fuente was named Spain coach at the end of 2022 after the country's disappointing round of 16 elimination in the World Cup in Qatar. Well, that is where we wrap our broadcast tonight. From the team that has made this a success, we'd love to wish you a fantastic evening and a blessed weekend ahead, because I know for some the weekend has started. Well, we do wish you a fantastic weekend. So thank you very much for watching EBN Weekend Edition. I'm Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourselves a fantastic night and a fantastic weekend.